Hey Hada, what's happening in Melee right now? Whoa. Whoa. We got Trey the Trashman. We have all chat esports very own Trey the Trashman. First of all, congratulations on your signing. I feel all
Thank you.
aced up just in terms of being surrounded by the loving embrace of content creators and commentators and people who make Salt Mine on Thursday nights on All Chat TV or All Chat
I love
Esports, excuse me.
Mine.
Wait, no. Now I can't decide which Twitch it is. Which Twitch is it?
All Chat Esports.
All Chat Esports.
TV/ All Chat Esports.
Dang.
For all you leaguers out there, like Hada. He went
Yeah,
on
I've been
a
out there.
13-game win streak yesterday.
I did.
Tristan.
Oh,
And
dude,
that-
I'm not gonna lie. I was in the grips of League of Legends. Like I was listening to actually the Yards podcast on the way to volleyball after that happened, and how Slime is trying to do basically what I'm doing in League and go from silver to plat. And climbing out of silver is probably the most gut-wrenching and miserable experience possible. I was playing out of my mind, trying to carry every single game, microwing the hell out of Trey and I's mutual friend Bren. Like he was my AD carry, and I was moving him around like a puppeteer, and he was obeying all my orders like a good little AD carry. And we won most of our games. So we won like, I think on the day I went like 15-2 or 15-3.
Let's go.
So I was absolutely popping off. But
Right.
I left that session qualifying into Gold 4 and immediately driving to volleyball and just hating myself about it. So
Well,
that was my Tuesday. I hope you guys had a way better Tuesday.
yeah, that was a very in-depth recap of your League of Legends prowess this last couple days. So I glad to hear that. Bren and I also kind of destroyed Smash Camp in the sense that we had an amazing time. And if there was any way to win by going to Smash Camp just in general, I feel as if I was a winner. It was such a good time. Bren and I were spending a lot of time together, actually. His cabin, my cabin, intermingling, bunch of Smash Camp is the best. Everybody's just around each other the whole time. But Cypher, thank you so much for having me on. Super excited to be here. First time. Thank you for the congratulations. Been super good time recently with All Chat and then also the 69%. And we have sponsored Fiction, little business that I'm working for, Trip's the owner, but been a sick time so far.
Up and coming brands. Trey, I think you're in the right camps. Two different places. Oh, I said the word camp when I was going to say we also don't want to bury the lead and say that Smash Camp happened over the weekend. You were there in person. And when I was thinking about there can be different people that I could ask on because there have been people who went like Wisely and JDMH, Echo Storm, Seth Loves to Talk. They've been on the podcast with me before, but it was such a cool opportunity. I thought, wait a minute, Trey the Trashman was there. Hada, what do you think? And Hada said, yes, do it. This is a great idea.
Great.
So thank you for being willing to come on and talk about your experience there. We're just gonna, as people who didn't get to go, just live vicariously through you for the next few minutes. If you want to tell us sort of what happened from your perspective and some stories you remember from the weekend.
I would love to. It's funny. I have a couple stories with every person you just mentioned as well too. So everybody was hanging out with each other, but. So in terms of you just want me to get into it, like what is start to finish a little bit, and we can chop it up in between at certain points.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. So I live in Northern California, Sacramento, and flying out to Phoenix, which is about an hour and a half away from the actual venue. So when you go to Smash Camp, you can fly into Prescott, but for most people, since it's a smaller airport, it's a little bit more expensive. So most people fly into Phoenix. So one of the fun / tedious parts of Smash Camp is finding a ride. It's once you get that ride and you're carpooling with people, I've had some of the best times. I went to the last Smash Camp as well. That carpool was a great time. This one was as well. But so we fly out there, really easy time. We have to wait a while after we get there until the morning because we kind of did a red-eye flight. But that went by really fast. And we get picked up by Forward of Falco fame and Arizona fame. Picks up Card and my lovely girlfriend LaJoy and takes us to the store to get some supplies because you're camping, and you guys go camping before, just outside of Smash Camp or anything. Y'all ever been underprepared going camping? Ever wish you had a little more food?
No, you wouldn't catch me underprepared. I was a counselor at a summer camp for a few years, for a few summers.
There we go.
Okay, let's go. All right, so yeah, you know the camp vibes. Everybody intermingling, everybody there all the time. So we go pick up some of our food, pick up a couple drinks, We have our sleeping bags, we're packed up, ready to go. We get there and we're the first ones to our cabin. So it's kind of nice. We get our little bunks. We're there at like 2:00, which is right when the venue opens. And oh, we got a couple burritos on the way. Really good, by the way. Thank you, Ford, for showing us the spot. But so we pull up into the cabin and there's like 8 bunks. You got 1 bathroom and a shower. Or bunks for about like 10 people, I should say, like 5 or 6. And then they're like double bunk beds. So we lay our claim down, and it is cabin A1, which will come into play quite a bit later during cabin cruise and such. And our cabin is, I think, maybe the greatest Smash Camp cabin of all time. The A1 Alston Melee steak sauce cabin was great.
Whoa, Alston Melee. Yep. Friends of the show as well. Yep.
Yeah. So Patty, Ryan, Michael, for the Alston Melee boys, we got Adrian from Smash EG, me and my girlfriend. We got Tuesday, who I have some lovely stories with Tuesday. This was, I met him at Summit. We shot a couple hoops in the backyard a bit. It was a fun time. But this time we got to really know each other a little bit more, and awesome person. Shout out to Tuesday. Had a great time with him. We had Bad Boy from Los Angeles. Great person who was originally from Boston as well. The first tournament he ever went to was run by Patty of Alston Melee, but he's my homie in SoCal now. So that was really cool. So they got to all hang out again. And Fiction, our last member. And getting ready for Smash Camp, I get a DM from Alston Melee, like, hey, we've roomed with some top players before. Like, if he's doing well, is he going to make us go to sleep early? And I was like, don't worry about that. And if anybody has seen Patty's tweet about the Alston Melee thing, he screenshotted him saying that, and then screenshotted him in the Discord after Smash Camp, said, Fiction is my favorite person in the world. It's the classic, whenever you meet Shep in person, he was taking shots during top 8, hanging. He was having a great time talking to us all weekend about how he's just trying to let go. And that was the vibe of like everyone. It just felt like people weren't really checking their phones that much. Everybody was just hanging out constantly, doing something. You were either hanging out in one cabin or the other. I would say playing Melee, but I honestly didn't even play a single friendly there. I played Cabin Cruise, and I played the actual singles bracket, and I played doubles, and that was it. And had an absolutely amazing time. So everybody else kind of starts rolling in, and it takes a few hours till there's a bunch of people at the camp. So around like 5:00, we're drinking in Bren's cabin, actually, which is the San Diego boys. They're the people who I played 3-on-3 basketball with. Shout out Taborn and Suf. Got second place, but we had to switch to 2v2 at the end because Suf was getting ready for top 4. But so it's like day 0 that that day 1, because now it's Friday we get there. So the day 1 is like pretty chill, not much going on. Singles is the next day. And since Smash Camp is a little bit shorter, you can't stay on Sunday night. I feel like people are more inclined to like kind of get into it right away. So I noticed this Smash Camp, people were a lot like drinking a lot less. And I feel like people were like drinking a little bit, but the Smash Camp classic of just everybody being like faded was not true for this one, I would say, at all. But everybody was just having such a good time. And I felt like at this one, cabins were intermingling so much. I just see everyone from each cabin right next to us. We had cabin A1, and then in A3, it's kind of right below us here behind us, had the gay cabin, who eventually beat us in cabin crew finals. So, which is where we're going next. So once everybody rolls through, they had to push cabin crews back to a little later at night. It's like 7:00, and everybody's there. So we start cabin crews. Patty says this is the first seed of cabin crews. Maybe they were. I'm not sure, but we play the San Diego crew, which is like Android Zero and Sicko and Beach Bum. It was a pretty good crew. A lot of the San Diego PR are like kind of around there. And we are getting rowdy. They're getting rowdy. We sit down. This one wasn't on stream, thankfully, because I did get 4-stocked in this crew battle. So we started off. We got Ryan from Alston Melee, is their tag, Puff player. Send them in, and they start off with. I think that I'm forgetting exactly who they start off with, but I think they take 2 stocks. Might have been Beach Bum, and then no, I think they did start off with Android Zero. I'm pretty sure they start off with Android Zero, and Ryan takes like 2 stocks, does pretty well against Android Zero. So then I come in because I'm like, hey guys, it's been a couple of years, but I'm actually undefeated against Android Zero in tournament.
Whoa.
Oh,
Wait a minute. Hold up.
So-
Wait a minute.
So I'm feeling it. I got my little wine box costume on. I'm ready to play.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was
I'm ready to
wild.
I'm ready to play some Melee, and sit down already. I'm like, okay, go through my Falcon game plan. I've been doing well against Falcon lately. Been feeling good. Sit down. I start, according to fiction, I just start running into the middle of the stage and down smashing. I don't remember, I wasn't like blacked or anything, but I was just like, it was not happening. Crew battles are not always my thing. And I just get 4-stocked. It was rough. So we eventually win that one because we get Shep to go in, our fiction anchor. And he basically sweeps the team, and we have Tuesday clean it up. It goes fiction and then Tuesday, and they would kind of clean everything up. And we found the best chant of all time. We did Rev Shep's engine, the Shep. So we were rocking that all weekend. And then, people are just hanging out throughout the night. I went to bed pretty early this night because I had done a lot of traveling. I knew that if I stayed up too late, I probably wouldn't feel the best in the morning. So I go to bed actually around like 11:30 tonight. So after cruise, we just hang out in the cabin for a little bit, and I eventually go to sleep. But after I go to sleep, Ryan Shik makes his first Smash Camp sandwich, which will probably be a link or something if it's at the end of the little Alston Melee video they made for Smash Camp. But you can see the ingredients. You can find pictures of it and some tweets. It is a sub sandwich roll with copious amounts of beef jerky, 10 to 20 pieces of beef jerky.
Oh my gosh.
An entire bell pepper. Red or yellow. There's a picture of this, and he made this multiple nights in a row. An entire bell pepper and a generous dosage of mustard.
Generous.
Yes. And so I wake up in the morning and I go shower, and there's like pieces of beef jerky and bell pepper on the floor in front of the shower. And I'm like, all right. So I go shower, and I come out, and I see these pictures of Ryan's sandwich, and the sandwich is just one of the best parts of Smash Camp. That's why I'm bringing it up so much. So now it's Saturday, and I went to bed early because I have been so excited for doubles for Smash Camp. And then go to singles, have a pretty average run, which this is the best part of Smash Camp. You're just like begrudgingly, you're like, I'm always going to play. I want to play. I'm not going to like just not try or anything. That's what you want. But at the same time, you're like, I really don't want to play in tournament. All I want to do is hang out. That's like what it's like for me, at least. So we play, and like, I'm definitely like, I'm trying, I have like a very average run for me. I feel like I didn't really beat anyone that I like shouldn't, and I didn't really lose to anyone I shouldn't, for like lack of better terms. Lost to SDJ and Floats, a Texas Puff, and a Arizona Fox. So, and then you're out of tournament, and it is the best feeling ever. So now it's time to prep for cabin cruise, and prepping for cabin cruise means getting ready to get rowdy. And A1 steak sauce cabin was getting rowdy. So we grab a few drinks, just like a few Coors Light, and we head down to the lake, sorry. It's a lake about half a mile away, and get some of the homies from our crew, including Bad Boy, who has one of the coolest things ever. It is a CRT. He found a CRT that has very low wattage and got a big external battery and has wired it up to it, wired a Wii up to it, wired a webcam up to the top, and it gets Slippy replays all the time. And it is a self-powered portable setup that can play for like 6 hours
Oh my
while recording all the
gosh.
Is
So-
that the one that was like in the chair by
Yeah.
the lake or whatever?
Yeah.
That's insane.
So this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, there's a little picture, flash up tweet, in the description. So like we set up at the lake. I didn't play because I didn't want to play, but it was really cool to look at people playing at a lake. So yeah, we have our little setup there. People are canoeing, like Fiction and Schmoop are canoeing in the lake and kayaking, and me and Ringler were fishing a little bit, and we didn't catch anything. That the fishing was pretty short. But yeah, me and Ringler are fishing a little bit. You know, it's like a crazy scene. It's like you walk down this hill and you see like Fiction and Schmoop in a kayak, me and Ringler fishing, and like just 3 people playing at a setup, and we all are drinking beer. And it's just like you never get to see that. It's an amazing time, and I think everybody should experience it, which is why I'm really excited. Spoiler alert for the end of the story: they announced an Oregon Smash Camp, and there's maybe plans to get like another one, like potentially a California one. I wonder if
I heard there's one in Europe that Armada signed up for already.
Oh, I wanted to go to that before COVID, but I don't know if I'm going to go to this one. But yeah, it's on the Swedish archipelago. I've looked into it, and it sounds like one of the most amazing things in the world. Like it looks gorgeous. But yeah, there may be a California one. Who knows if anybody knows of a potential venue? That'd be crazy. But it would be like really sick if everybody got to experience something like that. Just being able to like hang out in such a different setting, everybody's around each other, some of the most cordial times had with everyone, and you get to really have a lot of personal and one-on-one times, because at majors and stuff, while everybody's there and it's fun, you know, you have to go so far away to get food that it's, you know, your times don't really line up all the time to get food with people. People are trying a lot harder. In the games, there's a lot more like warming up, and if somebody's in the venue and you have to go drive to get food or walk far and it doesn't work out, there's issues with that. Like if you're trying to get to a hotel room, somebody's now in a different hotel room and they're not checking their phone, like it's hard to find people that you're trying to hang out with. But at Smash Camp, it's just so natural. You just get to walk around, you get to see everyone, and it's just a beautiful time, really easy. And on that Saturday, they also give you lunch. So we go to get lunch, and as I'm standing in line, I have the realization that, wow, most of the people from the camp are going to be in this line in one place. I really don't want to be annoying trying to sell my 69% hats and go to each person individually. So I go to my cabin, I get my box of 69% hats. Here, I have another one here. And all the people that are standing in line to get lunch, I start just asking if they want to buy these hats. And I sell like 15, 20 hats in line while everybody's like getting food. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't have to ask again for a while. That was easy. So I do it like one more time around top 8. And that was just fun. Quick thing, because it was like Fiction's first tournament that was like larger and not online after being signed to 69%, which again, I'm not the owner, but I do work for it and I help a lot. And they're not my sponsor at all or anything. I'm sponsored by All Chat, but it's another just little side venture thing. We will have a booth at Genesis, which would be really cool. Spoiler alert. But yeah,
Wow,
and in
nice.
Arizona, the 69% hats are, you know, I thought it was a really funny place to have them because Arizona, the 69% is like their whole thing. Axe had tweeted out one of our stickers a long time ago. We gave him at Riptide. He loved the 69% stickers. So Arizona, I thought, man, we'll bring those. And again, everybody, if you're ever going to do something like that or use somebody's footage or try and sell something at somebody's event, you should hit them up first. It's just, even if you think they're going to say yes, like it's just very, very respectful to do so. Turning my fan on, I'm sweating. So. I hit up, let me preface this. I hit up Mikey before the event and asked him, and thank you so much for allowing me to sell him. So I appreciated that. So everybody, you should do that in the future. But yeah, so that's after there's just a lot of kind of intermingling in time. I kind of described what it's like to hang out with people and stuff. You know, people are drinking a little bit more, nothing excessive. This Smash Camp was really chill and fun. And we're really just kind of waiting for cabin crews later. At least that's what I was doing. I just bounced around between different cabins. Tuesday, again, was the person I got to really meet a lot. that was really fun. Hung out with like John and Nick, Taborn, Bren a lot. Our mutual we were talking about earlier. Shout out Hada's win streak yesterday. Again, for all you League of Legends players listening. I actually played for 3 years, but so that's just kind of what we're doing for a while. And cabin crews happen this next Saturday, and this will be cabin crew finals. So the first team we have to go against is on stream, and we're playing against Arizona. A1 steak sauce. I'm in my wine outfit again. I'm ready to go, ready to rumble. And so we're playing against Arizona on their home turf. Yeah, we'll see. So their team is pretty good. They got Yingling. I think they had floats. They had Yingling floats. They had Vitro.
Was Mikey playing?
I can pull it up. Mikey did not play, but we could find it. Anyway. So we're playing, and we send in Shik again at the beginning, and this time he gets 4-stocked. By Yingling. Shik was prepping with the beer a little bit harder for this crew battle. Kind of
too much warm up.
Yeah, a little too much warm up. Kind of similar to me the night before. Shep, so he gets 4-stocked the second time, but at least I didn't get 4-stocked on stream. And so we put in Yingling. I mean, they put in Yingling, and I'm like, all right, guys. I know I said this before, but I'm undefeated against Yingling on land, and we had played like 2 weeks earlier. And so I go in against Yingling, and I'm like, all right, redemption time. Let's do this. And I broke this down on stream earlier. There's a clip of this. I start off the thing with a power shield grab for the tech chase. I do like 13 different tech chase options in this one tech chase. It's so cool. So cool. For all you Sheik players out there, I'll break it down for you. It's really cool. So it starts with a power shield grab. I'd like, down throw, re-grab. I like read a tech in place, up smash. Like there's a dash attack in it. There's a down smash. I jump up and, kind of waveland back, and he rolls in. I F tilt him near the ledge, and he like gets hit on the ground again, and I jump over his get up attack, fair him off stage. Okay, and I'm like, all right, this was the sickest start to a crew battle ever. We're at like 80%, and he's at 80%. I'm at 0. I double jump needle. I read his side B, and he does side B, but I needle and miss. And after I needle, I'm already jumping down stage to do like a forward air when he up Bs. And in that moment that I notice I miss and I start seeing him side B back on stage, my brain just has like a staring spell. It just like stops. I'm like tick, tick, tick. And I just air dodge underneath the stage at 0% after the coolest combo ever. And
I think you tweeted that clip, right?
Oh,
yeah,
Axe tweeted
I saw
it.
that clip actually.
Oh my god,
Axe tweeted it, and then I quote tweeted it.
That's outrageous. I remember seeing that. I'm like, oh, that tree is so sick. What the hell?
And then I win that. I still win that game, and I take like another stock from the next person or whatever. So I could have done a little bit better, but we eventually win that crew battle, and it comes down to like Tuesday versus Vitro, an Ice Climber versus a Marth. And I was like, Fiction, Tuesday, all of us were just like, oh no, like our counter picks, we're stuck with Ice Climbers, Marth now, like they're pretty good. Like this will be a hard one. It's just last 2 people. And Bad Boy had done so good against Vitro and like taken a stock, or it was rough, but we were still a little worried. And Tuesday goes in and just 3 stock. Sorry to put it like that, but Tuesday mops up. He gets up all like, I did that. It was sick. And I talked to Yingling after. I'm like, oh, I was so worried about, this matchup at the end. And we were just, talking about stuff. And he was like, yeah, Vitro's really, really good. But there's a thing where he's taken like 4 stocks total in every Smash Camp crew battle. including this. And I guess like Vitros just has like a little trouble with the crew battles. Crew battles are so different than any style of melee, like any double set, any single set. Like it's just crew battles have a totally different feeling and pressure, and the meta to them is so different. They're so fun. So then in the final crew battle, we play the gay cabin, but right next to us, and they were pretty good.
Yeah, they were good.
They were pretty good.
I know Nico was on that crew. I don't remember who else.
Yeah,
was on that
it was
crew,
like
though.
Rio Beat, Card, Rien, Logan,
Oh my god.
and somebody else. I think we get down to the. I think like they didn't need to send in Rien, so I think they beat us pretty
Let's
handily.
say Rihanna
But-
has washed me many times on unranked. Like I've run into Rihanna a handful of times, and she's nuts, dude. That Zelda's nuts. That Zelda's
We used to
crazy.
play on Anther's Ladder a lot. We've been friends for quite a while now, and we hung out a lot at Smash Camp. She kept giving me free bleezies. It was kind of cool. She would just walk by me and she's like, "Oh, do you want one of these?" I was like, "Sure." And so after that crew battle, we were all having a great time. It was just like, all right, crew battles are done now too. Guess we just hang out harder at this point. So now this is the point where a lot of like traveling around between different cabins and just a lot of different one-on-one talks, and just hanging out with people, or like few people at a time, having just a lot of nice, really good talks. Like here, who can I think of? Like Seth was so fun to hang out with. They were in like the cabin next to us, and they're like Emmy and all the like Jerry and all the Top Shelf boys, all the San Diego people. Tuesday, Adrian. There's just like an endless list of like SFAT, like an endless list of just people hanging out with, and getting just some really nice talks. And there's so much I could dive into about each one, but just imagine like one of the best talks, or like, just a really good memory you've had at a local or a regional or a major, where you're, talking with somebody you don't necessarily get to see every day. And even if you do, if it's in a different setting, just having like a really nice, fun talk, you're relaxed. There's not really worried about anything. There's nothing going on. You're in the middle of the woods. There's nothing else to do in a good way. And it's just, that's what you're getting constantly at Smash Camp. So then, yeah, at a certain point, just drink a bunch. We go over to the Fuck House, which is where all the Arizona boys stay. It's the really, really big. It's the counselor cabin, basically. You're talking about how you're a counselor. It's the counselor cabin at the camp.
Heck
So it's
yeah.
a really big one at the top of the house, and we hang out there for a little while. And it's getting pretty cold and stuff at some point. Go back, probably go to bed around like 2 a.m. after having some more of those really good talks with like Tuesday and other people hanging out in the cabin. So I had a really fun, like eventful, got so hyped at these different crew battle moments. Like if people go back and watch, hanging out around like the lake and stuff, a really eventful day, but it was just very, very nice. Also, it wasn't hectic. It never felt like I was missing something, or it was just an amazing time. So go to sleep, and I'm like kind of dreading when I go to sleep that night, the fact that on Sunday, I have to wake up before 10 a.m. to play 3-on-3 basketball. And I'm somebody who I used to be extremely active in sports, played like soccer for 11 years, like played football, track and field, rugby, basketball, pickup, like constantly growing up for cardio. But I also was like, I have not done anything in 4 years, and I am so out of shape. And I was like, okay, I'll know what to do, and I'll probably like be able to do things, but how long am I going to be able to do them for was my concern. And the first game, like playing pretty well, but I'm also getting gassed so quick. It's me, Tayborn, and Soof, and we were seated pretty high, so we had to play the winner of another game, and it's Jim Jam Flim Flam's team.
Ooh, Jim Jam's actually been exercising a bit. We're gonna play. We're gonna start playing volleyball together soon. He actually is a big volleyballer here in Colorado.
Yeah, I was wearing a Papa Nooch inspired outfit for a lot of the days. If anybody saw that picture on Twitter, it was pretty funny. And so yeah, we're playing their team. think Seth might have been on it too. No, Seth was on Tuesday's team. And we end up taking that like 7-4 or something. It was a good game. And I make a few shots. Taborn made quite a few. Suf was, putting the ball in the right places constantly. Great defense. I'm gassed though. I'm like my stomach. I'm like, dude, it's 10 a.m. Like I haven't done anything in 4 years. Like I want to throw up, but not like because I was hungover, but just like when you run and you're like, oh, I don't like, you know what I mean? It's like the wanting to throw up from running. It was like that type of thing. Whereas at the last Smash camp, I was throwing up because I was hungover in between games during basketball. Totally different experience this time. A lot more chill, a lot more fun. And yeah, so we take that team and we wait to play a little longer. And who did we play next? We played, I'm honestly forgetting tags a little bit, but we play some pretty athletic guys, and there was a big strong guy in the paint who me and him were rustling and tussling quite a bit, down there. And we end up taking that one. We take it pretty, their shots just weren't landing was the issue. They were doing good things and stuff, but their shots just weren't landing. So the score, I don't think, is indicative of the matchup. Like, I think they were more evenly matched to us than the score indicated, and I'm saying that because we bodied them.
We still take those, Trey. Yeah. Okay, well, let's just be clear.
Oh no, we would take it either way. We were better. I'm not saying we weren't. The shout out Hoop Mixtape, our team. So like we wait for a little while, and when it's like the next thing is a championship game on the other side of bracket. Aiden, Coney, and Jaden play against Tuesday's team, and one of their players gets injured, so they end up forfeiting the game, unfortunately. Tuesday's team is really good. That would have been a good one, but Coney and Aiden and Jaden were really good too, and they were up at that point. Like it was not like they were just getting beat and then their opponent forfeited. It was they definitely could have made it to the finals regardless. So now it's taking a little while, and some people need to get food, and they're serving lunch, and I'm destroyed, gassed, and wait a little bit until everybody's ready, and then Suf is like getting ready for top 24 because that's starting soon in the main area, and he made it winner's side, so he's trying to prepare and play. So we agree to have a 2v2, which definitely, especially with how gassed I was, having to play man the whole time. I was gassed. Like I keep saying that because it was damn true. It was rough out there. And yeah, so the final game is Aiden and Coney versus me and Taborn. And we're having a good game. Taborn has a couple shots fallen. I have a couple shots fallen. We go up 6-4. We're playing win by 2. Taborn misses a attempt on one possession, and I miss a shot barely on another possession to win the game. And then my fatigue catches up to me, and they slowly but surely beat us 8-6 in the finals. If I would have dropped that one shot, I literally took it and I said game. And missed.
Oh no! You can't call your shot like that. That's like nicing a shot. Like if you ever played disc golf, don't ever nice your boy's shot because it's gonna hook. It's gonna go wide left. It's gonna go wide right. You're gonna shank the next 4 of them. Never nice your boy's shot, dude.
If I had made that, the amount of garbage, man, I would have talked to Amen would have been so great. But no, love them. It was really fun. So basketball was super fun. Then, kind of take a break for a while. I go back to our cabin. I'm eating a little bit of food, recovering, talking to people in there like Tuesday again and stuff. And then go to top 24, which, was fun to watch for a while. Shep's making a run, Suf's making a run. But I end up hanging out in the cabin a lot more of that time, and every time Shep is like winning a set, he comes back in and like takes another shot or like drinks a beer with us or something. He's just like, I just want to lose. And
bro,
but like this is happening for him. He's like definitely trying it and stuff.
Mhm.
But I'm not trying to make it seem like that. But hang out there, and then at a certain point, go back into top 24. We're watching. Shep's coming in, and then once Shep is like in top 8, we're in there watching a bit more. And again, it's a lot of that time, again, that last Sunday night is because the best parts are those relationships you create with those people at Smash Camp and getting to talk. So not to make it seem like there wasn't that much going on, but those hours in between these things I'm talking about were just filled with hanging out. Like one thing I really remember, there was a setup. I was watching all the homies play like Salam and Secrets and all these Beach Bum, and they're playing like Falco. They're all playing secondaries, and I guess they were doing just like a normal like winner stays on thing. And Salam kept beating Beach Bum over and over and over, like just last stock and Falco Chic, and just Beach Bum never was able to play Secrets. And they kept asking, and Salam was just like, no, you have to beat me. And so I'm watching one, and Salam has a 4-stock comeback on Beach Bomb Chic with Falco in order to, and Beach Bomb just like unplugs or something. And I don't know if he unplugged, but it was just like, are you kidding me? It was so funny. So there's just like things like that going on. Like, I guess at one point, that one night, like later this night when I end up going to sleep, Cadence is like trying to talk to me when I'm like, kind of really schlumped, a little bit more drunk. I'm like sitting on the thing. And the next day she tells me, she was like, yeah, I think you were just like really trying to sleep. And I kept talking to you about business stuff. And you just like were really, really, really tired. And I think you were just like trying to go to sleep. I'm sorry. And there's a lot of stuff like that going on. And then once Shep is out of top 8, we, start drinking a little bit more, hang out. And this is like the Sunday night. We watch top 8, cheering for Spark, cheering for SFAT. Really good times. And the Alston boys were commentating during a lot of this day too. So that's what they were doing for a lot of that. There's another Ryan Sandwich a little bit later as well before they started commentary. He made another one of his famous full bell pepper, 10 to 20 pieces of beef jerky, generous helping of mustard on a nice sub roll before commentary. And basically, this is like kind of the time of the night where you're like, man, I'm having such a good time, but can't even spend the night here on Sunday night. So you're thinking about, kind of what you're doing after, depending on your plans, if you're flying out immediately or what. And I had a small plan that had like fell through originally, so I was looking for a little bit of a new thing. I was probably just going to get a little hotel in Prescott, but me, LaJoy, SFAT, and Jim Jam end up getting a little hotel in Prescott that night, and Cheat takes us down there. Super appreciative, down the mountain. Prescott, like the campground is a little bit isolated, so watch top 8, and then it's kind of time to say your goodbyes. And that's always the most bittersweet part. You've kind of been packing your bag a little bit all day, knowing like, okay, I'm gonna be a little bit drunker later. I don't necessarily want to pack then. You're kind of throughout the day just slowly putting stuff away. Start to really, go talk to the people you really want to talk to. Make sure that the people who are leaving early you're seeing. And my flight was scheduled for 6 a.m. on Tuesday. So I wasn't really worried about missing a flight or anything like that. I definitely made sure I had like a place to go that night and stuff. But so the Oregon Smash Camp reveal happens. That was really sick. I want to shout out Ringler and Common Enemy for putting that together in like 24 hours while at Smash Camp. It was an awesome trailer. Mikey Contra were hilarious in it, and I think they're going to put together a great event. So I think everybody should support that. That was announced at the end. I think that's super cool. They all did a great job with it, and I think they're going to kill the tournament as well. Do a great job. And Smash Camp is the type of series where, if you have 3, maybe even like 4 a year, especially depending on location, like they're all going to cap. None of it. It's not like hosting 3 Genesises a year where they're, going over each other. I just think it'll honestly give people more of an experience. I think they'll all cap. I think that it's a very, very good thing. They're super fun. It's very, very unique. And Austin, kind of my Common Enemy, was talking about this even on Twitter, and he was talking about how he went to like a good friend's house afterwards in Phoenix to stay, who also knows some about Melee. And when he went to Smash Camp, all the weird ways that people had tried to explain it to him just kind of instantly clicked, he said. But then when he was put in the position of trying to explain it to somebody else, it is just almost like distance. I don't know, whatever word it is. It's like you can't describe it. It's amazing. It has such a unique vibe that I'm sure like a lot of the things people are thinking about what I'm saying, like the vibes you're getting are spot on. Like you're walking back from the lake and you see 20 deer cross in front of you. Like you're in the woods. Like that happened. There's all these great moments, like you're able to fish and stuff. So like, you probably understand the vibes a little bit, but when you're there, it just clicks. Like being there with like 300 people who you have certain common interests, but also who are all so different and have their own stories and experiences to tell and share with you is just amazing. So saying these goodbyes and stuff, saying bye to the Alston boys, it was just, all bittersweet. Go back to the hotel with all of them, that night. And that kind of closes that part of Smash Camp, like the actual Smash Camp. I can't help but to feel as if I left out so much, but I also feel like I could just talk forever. And I, again, feel like it's so hard to describe. But to finish off like our traveling and the trip, our flight was at 6 a.m. the next day. So after we check out of the hotel, we get a shuttle to Phoenix that just worked really well, really easy, because it's about like an hour and a half, 2 hours to Phoenix from Prescott. So we go to Phoenix airport. And the airport there is really nice. You're able to just their SkyTrain directly connects to the light rail. So we light rail to downtown Phoenix, walk around for a while, get some food, just hang out outside in Phoenix rather than the airport. And then eventually we just kind of go back to the airport and end up watching movies on the iPad and stuff until like 6 a.m. when our flight was. Then fly home and been recovering kind of up until this podcast. Been a little tired. It was one of my favorite tournament experiences I've ever had, and I've been to a decent amount at this point. Smash Camp, from when I went to the first one, was an event where I told myself, similar to Genesis, like I need to go every time they have one. Like I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure I'm able to go to this event because it means a lot to me, and it's like important to me. And that being said, I set an alarm to try and, made sure I bought my tickets for the Smash Camp. I set my alarm. I messaged Yingling the night before. I was like, man, I really think I'm going to forget. Can I please just send you money and you can sign me up? He's like, nah, just set an alarm. Like it's, and I was like, because I want him to just like do it right when registration dropped. I was like, dude, I just don't trust myself. And what do you know? I wake up to my alarm and forget what my alarm was for, and I'm 20 minutes late for it, and it's full. Oof. I'm like, wow. So, and I need 2 people on the wait list. And I message Yingling, and I'm like, oh man, like fuck, I forgot. And he's like, there's like the wait list is gonna be dropped soon. Like, just make sure you get on that early. And like, I knew that's like what was the plan. I was like, all right, like we're gonna try this, and I'm gonna hope. And I get me and my girlfriend on the wait list, and eventually, like I was accepted in a Smash Camp. And then I asked Mikey, I'm like, okay, like my girlfriend would be next, right? Because I thought we just signed up immediately. But in those like 2 minutes that it took me to sign her up in between, like 4 other people had also pre-regged. So I was like, oh my gosh, we had to wait for a while. We both ended up getting in, and I was so happy because it was cool to bring her. She's been coming to like a bunch of tournaments. She helps streams like the NorCal tournaments now. She streamed like all top 8 for Town Throwdown, like in terms of running the stream while it's actually up and stuff. Me, her, Nate Gallagher, Costas have been doing a lot of the production stuff in NorCal recently, and she's been enjoying a lot of the tournaments, coming to a lot of the majors and stuff. And Smash Camp was one I really wanted to show her. So also, if there's people who are like in your life who are semi-interested in Smash in some way, like friend, whatever, Smash Camp is a really good tournament, honestly, to like try and introduce people to Smash, because it is there's so much stuff to do, and you get to meet a lot of people in a different light. It kind of pulls things away from the game a little bit. You're able to talk about the missing 411 and the national parks and how there's a lot of feral people in the area, and there's all those cover-ups and such. You're able to just get into the nitty-gritty of life. Yeah, so Smash Camp, great place for that if you like feral people conspiracies, or if you like Smash Brothers, it has everything for you. It's the best. It's an amazing tournament. So I implore people to also, if they ever so feel like they would like to introduce somebody to Smash Tournament, then Smash Camp's a good one as well.
Hada, we're a little bit over our time of 30 minutes, I'm afraid, so we don't really have much time to ask any follow-up questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought there was gonna be a little bit of like back and forth and like questions in between and such. So I just kind of kept letting it rip until then. I apologize.
You're
but
totally
if
good.
we want to get through any few ones real quick, we definitely can. But I don't know what the time is.
Yeah, so I think what's always cool to me about going to a tournament is, like you said, meeting people or getting to have this conversation with people you don't usually get to is, so as a result of meeting all those people at Smash Camp, what other regions or what other areas of the country like that those people are from that you would want to go see next? Like, would you want to like meet their scene or their local scene?
So shout out to all chat, but I'm really excited to be going to Maryland, and there's a lot of people on the East Coast who I'm really excited to see. Like I met Yokai Nels there, who's somebody I've been commentating with a lot recently, and we had a great time at different points. And when I go out to Boston soon, I'm definitely going to make a trip up to New York, Rio Beat, and there's a bunch of people, Cards region. Like there's a lot of like Atlanta is a region. Go hang out with Card. I would really love to. Atlanta's a city I'd love to see, and love to hang out with them there. I think we'd have a great time. New York, another place like Rio Beat, Yokai. Would love to go up there when I go to Boston. So I already have like some stuff planned in that regard. Definitely a lot of fun stuff coming out. Really excited.
Yeah, so guys, just keep an eye out. Again, like this is such a great example of why we need to support our locals, why we need to support our other scenes, because I can honestly say, and I've said this multiple times, that Smash has given me the opportunity that if I wanted to just travel across the country, like road trip it, I could probably find a couch to sleep on for a day or two just via Smash and just about any major city in the country. So just getting out there, being a little bit more sociable than you might already be, just to break down those walls, start those relationships. It's such a cool thing that Melee gives people the opportunity to, and it's definitely the distinguishing factor of when people are like my normal life friends, my people I know through volleyball, or my family is like, oh, you play video games all the time. Was like
the normal people.
Yeah, like it's like, yeah. So it's like how do you have social skills? Don't you just sit in your room or in your basement and play video games all day? And I'm like, no, I play a game so old that we have to sit and stare at a box style TV and get radiation poisoning because we're leaning so close into it. But we're also talking and drinking beers and having a great time while we do it. So we're bumping elbows, taking shots, going to the club, going to the bars, going to the casino. If we're going to Double Down, that's definitely the next tournament that I'm trying to go to.
I'll be a Double Down as well. Excited. That'll be the next one we get to hang out at.
Yeah, catch me and Trey on commentary. Catch me and Trey in doubles money matches. Catch us at the tables, bro.
Yeah, let's do it.
Take your cash on the table. Take your cash on the setup.
I'll hit on 15.
You're already here, baby. We're here. All right. So yeah, Double Down. I'm really excited because actually Double Down specifically, like you're saying, like making those relationships. Actually, a really good friend of mine who I've only talked to for 5 total minutes in person is Dan's Demand, who's currently rank 1 in Nevada. Love Dan so much. He's one of the few smashers like who's actually in my phone, like in my like contacts app.
Wow.
Like I have his phone number.
Wow.
And we play like
I'll be doing on there.
I don't know. That's for the Patreon only episode.
Yeah.
But
those doubles. Yeah, those doubles matches.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm like, Dan, I'm thinking about coming to Double Down. He's like, all right, I have a couch ready for you. And I'm like, bet, let's do it. So
we met at Evo 2018. We played at the pre-Evo tournament. The Prevo.
That's
I'm
very
so
cool.
glad there's a new Vegas tournament because the Smash portion of Evo was run so terribly, but Evo is such an amazing event that you want to go to it. But they like didn't even have water on the floor and was like complaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was rough, dude. So double down. I'm so excited because Vegas, similar to Smash Camp on the exact opposite end of the spectrum, I think is an amazing area and venue for that. You know, you don't have to travel that far. It's just all walking. You know, people can meet up with you easy. It's super fun. I like Vegas tournaments. Going to Vegas twice this year. You see too.
So I want to like squeak in one last thing. I know we're running out of time, Jesse, but speaking of another person who I got to meet, very similar to you, Trey, like going to tournaments and making those relationships is I don't know if anyone knows this player because they had a very successful brief stint in Melee with a couple top 50 wins, but are now a very big streamer in the League of Legends category and recently got rank 1 as a Pike 1 trick in the last week in Challenger.
Ooh.
Does anyone know who I'm talking about?
It's the dude you tweeted about.
It might be. So I was giving 3 people like at the viewers at home chance to guess. It is Dave Mon. So Dave Mon recently hit rank 1 challenger in NA. Was top 5. Dave Mon. He hit rank 1 challenger in NA and was top 5 in Tennessee. Has a win on a bait and has a win on Iori and I believe none. So he is very, very talented Falcon main. Probably still is, but one of the best League of Legends players in the country right now.
Maybe I don't wave dash, who I played earlier, who did not wave dash, was Falcon and destroyed me. But
maybe. But yeah. So I slid into Dave's chat the other day. He's like, "Dude, Hada, how's it going?" And I'm like, he has a chat of 800 people, and he picked me out. And I'm like, "Oh, hey, Dave, how you doing?" And he goes, "Yeah, man, dude, I miss your commentary. You commentated a handful of my sets at this Indiana tournament a couple of years ago." And I'm like, "What? You remember that?"
Remember
like,
those?
Yeah, and so I'm like, "Yo, I had this idea that like I want to do a documentary style YouTube video. I'm like, how does one go from being top 5% in the world in Smash Melee to being quite literally the best League of Legends player on the ladder and the most popular esports title in the country, like in the world right now?"
Yeah.
Like, how do you make that transition? How do you make that like kind of like a "this is your story summoning salt" sort of style video? And he's like, "Yeah, dude, DM me." And I'm like, "Oh
That'd be
shit,
dope.
okay." So
That'd
that's
be fun, dude. Yeah, it's
that's
a little bit of
project in the works
content.
right now.
Bit of content.
The Trey and a Hada content machine. I don't think All Chat was ready when they actually signed us on, but like we're spitting out content like it's nobody's business. But yeah, that's some content that I'm working on this week. And so that's my big project right now. So keep an eye open for that. And guys, if I start slacking, please be like, "Yo, when's that Dave video coming out, bro? When's that Dave video coming out, bro?"
Yeah, I got some projects in the Raid Shadow Legends right now, back burner. There's some cool stuff coming. We're cooking with heat now, so we'll see.
All right.
I love hearing about all the heat that's happening up in NorCal. Nathan Sandwich had nothing but nice things to say about you, Trey, before we talked. I think a long time ago, Nathan said to me, "Get Trey the Trashman on the podcast." And I said, I just need, for all these people who either tell me to bring people on or however, I just go, these things will tend to happen in good time. And so it was really cool to have you on to talk about Smash Camp. You and I are going to talk about Genesis after it happens because I'm not going to Genesis, but hey, if anybody listening to this liked having Trey the Trashman summarize and talk about being at Smash Camp, Genesis is going to be a whole other beast, and it's one that's going to be super exciting. One of the things that we were going to talk about, and we don't have to spend any time on it, is just about how Genesis 8 is looking to be a really exciting event for a lot of different reasons, but also because of there's the high attendance from a lot of the top players. Nobody seems to be willing to skip out as of now, so that's really encouraging to hear. And then the last thing is, for anybody who follows at BSM Pod on Twitter, the podcast Twitter handle, that's where we're doing all kinds of polls of a guest bracket. We have people like Mango in the bracket still. We have people like Firepuff 12 in the bracket still.
Let's go. I'm voting for Firepuff 12 in every matchup.
Oh, let's go. Let's go. Fire Nation. Yes, the Fire Nation Discord overthrew Aiden out of the bracket. Love to see it.
Let's go. I had voted for him in that one, but I didn't check back. Let's go. I was a part of history.
Yes, that's beautiful.
Genesis is going to be amazing. Quick things. I will have a booth at Genesis for 69%. With it, will feature a little lounge. If you want to check that out, a little VIP lounge thing. I'll be
Ooh.
commentating Genesis. We got a couple blocks for that.
Ooh.
Yeah, we got some fun stuff coming. I'll be making some videos while I'm there. So Genesis will be a fun one. That's my home turf. The first major I ever went to.
Let's go.
Been to everyone since G4, G3. My friend watched. That's what got me into Melee. After he watched it. So that's a story for another day. But
Yeah, we'll get
Yeah,
around
it's been a
to
great
it,
time.
but for the time being, at TreyTheTrashman, at Hey Hada, at Cypher003, that's where you can find us and continue to follow along with all the stuff that all Chat Esports got cooking, all the stuff I got going on with Bottom of the Smash Mountain. But for now, I hope everybody has a good rest of their day. Thank you for joining me, y'all.
Hey, thanks so much, Jesse.
Peace. Great time.
Bye, guys.